Now here in this lecture we are going to start the chapter 9, structure and functions of chloroplast, mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. So these structures, chloroplast, mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum, are found in the cell. More precisely, these are the cell organelles or cytoplasmic organelles. The chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, ribosomes, nucleus, these are suspended in the cytoplasm. So here one by one we are going to study these structures, that is chloroplast, mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum with respect to its function also. So in this chapter we are going to study the structure and functions of chloroplast, mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. All the plant cells have various types of cell organelles suspended in the cytoplasm. For example, chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, ribosomes, nucleus, etc. So these are the cell organelles found suspended in the cytoplasm. These cell organelles are actively engaged in various types of activities. So to perform various cellular function or the biochemical activities in the cells, these cell organelles plays an important role. For example, if you take the example of the chloroplast, so chloroplasts are the master molecules in the process of photosynthesis. So the photosynthesis, the process where the plant can synthesize their own food material, has been takes place in the chloroplast. Next to this is the mitochondria. So the mitochondria are called as the powerhouses of the cell. So the power in the form of ATP has been provided by the mitochondria, or one can say the ATP synthesis has been takes place in the mitochondria. So the mitochondria are called as the powerhouses of the cell. So similar like this, the other cell organelles are also perform various types of activities that are required to function the biochemical activities of the cell. Each cell has definite structure and a very specific role to play in the cell. So like this, chloroplasts are involved in the process of photosynthesis. Mitochondria are required for the synthesis of ATP. So these are the cell organelles which has definite structure and a very specific role to play in the cell. Now here in this chapter we are going to study the structure and function of chloroplast, mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. So the first one is the chloroplast, ultrastructure and functions. Chloroplasts are the master molecules in the process of photosynthesis. They harvest the solar energy and convert it into useful biochemical or biological energy. Chloroplasts are present only in green plants, algae and in some bacteria. So as you know that the plants are autotrophic, they can perform their synthesis of own food material in the process of photosynthesis. So this process of the photosynthesis has been takes place in the chloroplasts. So chloroplasts are the master molecules in the process of photosynthesis. The chloroplasts harvest the solar energy. They convert the solar energy into useful biological or chemical energy. These chloroplasts are present only in plants, in some algae or in bacteria, algae and in some bacteria. They are ultra microscopic structures, differ in size and shape. The chloroplast of higher plants is disc shape or oval in structure, about 10 micrometer in length and 2 to 4 micrometer in diameter. So the chloroplast that was found in the higher plant is disc shape or oval in structure, about 10 micrometer in length and 2 to 4 micrometer in diameter. While the chloroplast that was found in the algal species, it is larger chloroplast and differ in shapes. For example, in case of Spirogyra, the chloroplast shape is spiral. while in chlorella it is cup shape. The number of chloroplasts is 1 to 2 per cell in algae, while in higher plants the number is very high. So, in a nutshell, the chloroplasts are the master molecules in the process of photosynthesis. They convert solar energy into the useful biological or chemical energy. The chloroplasts found in the plants, in algae and in some bacteria are differ in size and shape. The chloroplast of higher plant is dish shape or oval in structure, while the algal species contain larger chloroplast and it differs in shapes. For example, in Spirogyra it is spiral shape, in chlorella it is cup shape. Okay. Now here we are going to discuss the structure of the chloroplast. The chloroplast is a double membranous structure, means it possesses two membranes, the outer membrane and inner membrane. And the space between these two membranes is known as intermembrane space. So here it is clear that the chloroplast is a double membranous structure and the space between these two membranes, it is known as intermembrane space. So the first one membrane which is towards the outer side, so we say it is a outer membrane. Next to this is the inner membrane, and the space between these two membranes, it is the intermembrane space. So the first one, it is the outer membrane. It is semi-porous and permeable to small molecules and ions, which diffuse easily. So the outer membrane, it is semi-porous and permeable to small molecules and ions. So these small molecules and ions can easily diffuse inside and outside of the outer membrane. Next to this is the inner membrane. It forms a border to stroma. So here this is the ultrastructure of the chloroplast. Here we can see these two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. The space between these two membrane, it is intermembrane space. Inner membrane, it forms a border to stroma. So the amorphous matrix or aqueous matrix that is found inside the inner membrane, it is called as the stroma. So this stroma, where the process of photosynthesis has been takes place in the thylakoid system. So the inner membrane, it forms a border to stroma. It regulates passage of molecules in and out of the chloroplast. So the molecules that has been passed from inside to outside or from outside to inner side through the inner membrane, and it forms a border to the stroma. So this is the stroma, this portion, it is the stroma, this one is the inner membrane, this one is the outer membrane. Okay, next to this is the intermembrane space. So this space, it is present in between the two membranes, which is 10 to 20 nanometers. So this space between these two membrane, it is intermembrane space, and it measures about 10 to 20 nanometer. Okay, now towards the inner side of the chloroplast shows matrix or stroma in which grana are present. A single chloroplast may show presence of 50 or more grana. So what are these grana? So the grana, it is made up of stacks of thylakoids. So this is the granum, singular, granum, plural, grana. So these are the grana that are found in the stroma or the matrix of the chloroplast. It is made up of thylakoids. So these are the plate-like or disc-like structure stacked one above the other like a neat pile of the coil. This is called as the thylakoids. So these thylakoids makes the granum, and the grana, individual granum are connected to each other by means of stroma lamellae. Okay, so here this is the grana. So each granum, it is made up of stacks of thylakoids. Within space is found which is known as thylakoid space. Each granum looks like a stack or pile of coins measuring 0.5 to 2 micrometer in diameter. Light reactions of photosynthesis takes place in the grana. So this is the grana portion where the light reaction of photosynthesis has been takes place. So each grana, it is made up of stacks of thylakoids. These thylakoids are stacked one above the other like a neat pile of the coins. The space within this, it is known as thylakoid space. These each granum measuring 0.5 to 2 micrometer in diameter, and the light reaction of photosynthesis takes place in the granum. Next, this is the stroma. It is an alkaline aqueous fluid or amorphous matrix which is rich in protein distributed throughout the chloroplast. So stroma, it is the amorphous matrix or the alkaline aqueous fluid where the proteins are found and it distributed throughout the chloroplast. The chloroplast DNA, ribosomes and the thylakoid system, starch granules, many proteins and different enzymes of Calvin cycle of photosynthesis are found floating in stroma. So the carbon fixation in the process of photosynthesis takes place in the stroma, while the light reaction of photosynthesis takes place in the grana. So the Calvin cycle, it is also called as C3 cycle of photosynthesis, takes place in the stroma. So for that, many proteins and different enzymes are required that are found in the stroma. So the chloroplast DNA, ribosomes, the thylakoid system, starch granules, many proteins and different enzymes of Calvin cycle of photosynthesis are found floating in the stroma, because this Calvin cycle of photosynthesis takes place in the stroma. Next, so this is the thylakoid system. It is a membranous sacs suspended in stroma. So these are the membranous sacs that are suspended in the stroma. It is called as the thylakoid system, and these thylakoids makes the granum. So here these are the thylakoids. We say it is the thylakoid system. So it is a membranous sac suspended in stroma. The chlorophyll, that is the green pigment, is found in thylakoid. So here in thylakoid, the light reaction of the photosynthesis has been takes place. So the solar energy harvesting takes place in the thylakoid. The thylakoids are arranged in stacks known as grana. Each grana contains 10 to 20 thylakoids. So in this way, this thylakoid system has been made. Each granum contains 10 to 20 thylakoids, and these thylakoids are arranged in stacks like a neat pile of coin known as the grana. Now next, this is the grana and stroma lamellae. The lamellae which connect grana are known as grana lamellae, while the lamellae present in stroma are called as stroma lamellae. So these are the lamellae, or these are the connections found in between the individual granum. So these are the lamellae, these are the connections that interconnect the individual granum to each other. So in this way, both grana lamellae and stroma lamellae are found in the chloroplast matrix. So the lamellae which connect the grana are known as grana lamellae. So this is the ultrastructure of the chloroplast. Now we are going for the functions of chloroplast. As you know that the main function of chloroplast is to synthesize carbohydrates during the process of photosynthesis from CO2 and water using light energy. So the conversion of light energy into the useful biological or the chemical energy has been takes place in the process of photosynthesis. Both light reactions and dark reactions of the photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplast. So the process of photosynthesis we explain as the synthesis of carbohydrates from CO2 and water using light energy. So this is the main function of the chloroplast. Chloroplast in the process of photosynthesis absorb CO2 from the atmosphere and help to reduce air pollution. So the air pollution that was caused due to the CO2 in the atmosphere has been reduced by the process of photosynthesis, and this process takes place in the chloroplast. During the process of photosynthesis which takes place in chloroplast, oxygen is released in the atmosphere, thus maintaining the concentration of oxygen in air. It takes place actually in the grana. So this process of photosynthesis where the CO2 is released in the atmosphere has been takes place in the grana during the light reaction. So the process of photosynthesis which takes place in the chloroplast, the oxygen is released in the atmosphere, so it maintains the concentration of oxygen in air. Next function, chloroplasts are the main molecule harvesting light energy, that is the sunlight, and convert it into useful biological or chemical energy. So this is the main function of the chloroplasts. These are the main molecules harvesting light energy and convert it into useful biological energy. Next function, during the process of photosynthesis, ATP, which is an energy rich molecule or energy molecule, and glucose molecules are formed along with NADPH. It is a high energy molecule, and these reactions takes place in photosystem first and photosystem second. So the energy rich molecules, that is the ATP, glucose, are formed along with the NADPH, which is a high energy molecule, and all these reactions takes place in the photosystem first and photosystem second in the chloroplast. The green color of plant leaves and some algal members is due to the presence of chlorophyll pigment in the granum. So the chlorophyll pigments that gives a green color to the plant leaves and some algal members. So these chlorophyll pigments are present in the granum. Photolysis of water, that is the splitting of water in the presence of light, forming H+, that is the hydrogen ions, and OH- ions, which combines releasing oxygen in the atmosphere. So this photolysis of water that takes place in the chloroplast in the presence of sunlight, forming hydrogen ions and OH- ions, which combines releasing the oxygen in the atmosphere. The photophosphorylation takes place in the grana by addition of inorganic phosphate to ADP, giving rise to ATP and NADPH. So photophosphorylation, that is the addition of phosphate in the presence of light, that takes place in the grana. So this process of photophosphorylation takes place in the grana by the addition of inorganic phosphate to the ADP. So as a result of which the ATP has been synthesized, ATP, which is a energy rich molecule, and also the NADH is also produced in the process of photophosphorylation. So this photophosphorylation, which is responsible for the synthesis of energy rich molecules like ATP and NADH, takes place in the grana of chloroplast. So these are the functions of the chloroplast. So this is all for today. We will continue the remaining cell organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria in the next lecture. Thank you. Stay home, be safe.